I passed the CELPIP exam. I want to talk about that and how that set up this incredible journey of me becoming a CELPIP tutor, then building my team of CELPIP teachers, and then eventually having the best-selling CELPIP course online with the best recognition as the most trusted CELPIP tutoring company in the world. Well, it all started in 2012, and this is important for you if you're preparing for CELPIP to understand what I did. And why you should know what I did is because I scored all 12s and one 11. The 11 was on speaking, which hopefully if I give the exam again, I'm sure it's going to be 12s across the board. We have mastered different techniques, tips, and tricks based on the CELPIP marking criteria, and I didn't master it back then, but I was able to still score. How? First of all, I realized CELPIP was important for my immigration, and immigration is something that everybody is looking for to Canada. CELPIP is a tool that helps you. It's the easiest exam among the three options, IELTS, PT Core, and CELPIP. CELPIP is the easiest based on what students say and based on the success stories we see day after day. So when I started preparing, at that time, there were very few resources. I just checked the free sample that CELPIP has still now on their website at celpip.ca. Practiced with that, understood what needs to be done. The one thing I understood in speaking, and we'll break this down per module, is in speaking, they are looking at natural speaking, natural tone, how you talk to people in real life. Can you talk to people in real life? So if I can show in this exam that I am very good in day-to-day conversations, CELPIP will give me good marks because that's what they're judging. And that's why this exam is more realistic than IELTS, where they ask you, what is your favorite color? Where did you go out for vacation last time? I mean, sometimes it's okay, but favorite color, when was the last time someone asked you that, right? So in CELPIP, it's more about conditions they give you, and you talk to people, imaginary people in the headset. What I did at home was practice this natural conversation, assuming the person I'm talking to is sitting right in front of me. And if this was not about the conversations with people, for example, questions like describe a picture or task 7, where you have to give a debate, I used to put myself in those situations. For example, task 3, describe a picture. I assumed I'm giving a presentation in front of my class. Task 7 was a debate, so I assumed I'm a politician and really debating something that'll help me win the election or win the vote. So I always imagined, and that really helps to get rid of all the nervousness because now you're in this zone. It helps you think about realistic points, and it's just it makes you want to practice more because you get engaged and interested. It has lots of benefits. So that was my main strategy for CELPIP speaking. Also, I'm not sure if I mentioned this, I was recording myself every time I spoke and then listening to myself, playing my recording. When you play your recording, you realize a lot of things about yourself, and you understand that you have a level of embarrassment which helps you improve. Because when you listen to yourself, you understand that these are such basic things I could say better, or these are such basic things I could improve, mistakes I could improve, and you are getting that evaluation instead of a teacher telling you, which really helps you realize yourself what you need to improve. For writing, that time, again, there were no tools like Grammarly. There were no tools like we have at HZad Education. Go to our website. We have free mock tests, free interfaces, and a dedicated course that guarantees improvement and high scores. Best-selling course of CELPIP by HZad Education. But we didn't have any of that back then. So what I did was when I was practicing, I was looking at spell check back then and grammar check back then on Microsoft Word. But at the same time, I was making sure I'm writing a lot to practice my timing, practice my word limit. And as a teacher, I was trying to evaluate myself because before that, after that, I officially kickstarted a very lucrative teaching career. But before that, it was casual teaching, part-time. So at that time, I also evaluated myself with the timing. At the end, I proofread everything. I checked, did I answer the question? Just by asking myself all those questions, I acted as a very effective teacher and checked all the writing. It's not all about practice, but also checking and evaluating, because that's where you learn the areas where you have to improve. Listening and reading, again, use the free CELPIP practice test, and now you have more than, right now on our interface, you have 16 practice tests. More are coming up, and some students get unlimited CELPIP mock tests with HZad Education. Once again, you can check all of this on our website. So if you go there, practice all of them for free. I was just practicing that one test, but then based on that, I used similar models. For example, for listening, I played YouTube videos, and after a minute or two of playing a video that I liked, I paused and explained to myself what the person said. For reading, I looked at academic articles, don't really remember the website. These days, I recommend people to go to theguardian.com. That's a really good website. But those days, I'm not sure what I was reading. But I was reading academic articles online. And again, reading paragraphs, 2-3 paragraphs, then explaining to myself what was said. This helps in comprehension. Comprehension is all you need in reading and listening. You're trying to understand what was said. And when you explain it to yourself, you always explain it to yourself in words that you can understand. You explain it to yourself in simple words. And when I did that, everything which was on the text or on the audio became simpler. And that developed my skill of listening and reading for the CELPIP exam. With implementing these tools, I was able to score a 12 across the board and an 11 in speaking. And to this day, I continue teaching people these tips and tricks, but in a much more organized way compared to what I did. So I wanted to share my experience with you, and I know you are preparing for CELPIP, but if you're struggling, remember, practice and deep practice, careful thinking gets you there. And if you are interested, again, check out our website, www.HZadeducation.com, where I have made everything so easy for test takers today, compared to the situation I was in with no tools, no resources, no tips, no guides. But again, make sure to practice and keep going. Even if you have failed a few times, trust me, with enough practice, anyone can get it done. Hope this helps. Please like, share, subscribe, guys. Really appreciate it, and take care.